Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, October 5th. We are late, but we are here to go over Group B and their guesstimates. So what we're going to do today, we're going to pull up the various funds under the YieldMax umbrella of Group B and also any of the weekly pairs. And then we will do our best guess or WAG or whatever you want to call it to see what they're going to pay for this upcoming week. And by the way, the upcoming week, October 8th, is declaration date. That's the Wednesday. So they will announce what they're going to pay in the morning of Wednesday, 6:55 a.m. And then you'll have that entire day to buy into the fund, but you have to hold it until the following day, which is ex-dividend date, October 9th. Keep in mind, your fund will drop by the amount of the distribution, of course. And then on Friday, you get paid. So 10/10 would be pay date. If your broker is awesome, then they'll pay you on time. If they suck, they'll probably pay you Monday. But again, they're all different. But for the most part, the good ones paid on time, so we're good. All right, so that's Group B. And now we're going to pull up the file from, here we go. So let's hope things work. Things were not looking good this morning. The holdings weren't working, so we may just have to wing it. But we'll see, man. We'll see. All right, so here's Group B. Here's the lineup. It doesn't look, I feel like I'm missing something, right? There's not many of them. There's 8, right? If you go here, I do add them up. 19 to, well, it's 8 without dips. And then, of course, dips would make 9. But I guess it's a decent amount. So anyway, let's look at NVDY first, and let's just get to this. So NVDY gains per share, again, we track the gains per share from the Monday when they started the new 4-week cycle. And they were $16.15 at the time. And now Friday, as of Friday close, again, that's the end of the cycle. Why is it in the cycle? Well, YieldMax peoples, they on Monday, tomorrow, they'll figure it out. They're gonna run the numbers. They're gonna figure it out on the Monday. So obviously, they're not gonna use a different, closing price. They're gonna use Fridays probably. So we're showing that they moved up in price by $1.33, which is, I mean, good, really good actually. So that's one part, right? Another part, again, you can see Phoebe's not working. So this may not be the best video, but hey, it goes with the whole day in general for me being late and things like that. All right, so let's zoom this sucker in. So we're going to look at the income, which is, of course, under the group's value. Again, we have group's value here. So we have NVDY, and there is no income to report. Unfortunately, they're showing a realized loss overall of 62 mil. So again, the income estimate, where is it? Oh, down here, negative 57 cents. So we can't use that, right? That's not really going to help us. What we can use is the synthetic on the paper, as they say, the unrealized gains right here, right? They're up $1.92 per share on the synthetic. So if you use that and you go back to the price movement of $1.33, you got to think, right? Oh yeah, one more thing. You want to check when the synthetic expires, because again, fiscal year is over at the end of this month. But this synthetic expires on November 21st. So they're not going to, or they don't have to close it before the end of this month. So I still think they're going to pay a decent amount, definitely more than last time, right? Let's just look at the last few: 64, 83, and then wow, $1 So $1 is not out of the equation, right? So let's just see what $1 would look like. $1 would look like a 77% yield. So that's possible. That definitely is possible. Again, they moved up in share price, $1.33. All right. And then their synthetic is worth $1.92. So I would say they should be able to pay $1. However, I don't think they will pay $1. I'm going to stay, again, it's the 80-90 cent range that I'm thinking about here. I just don't know. 85, 80, 85. What does that look like? 65% yield. 80. Yeah, it's a tough one. 81. I'm thinking 81 or 91, but maybe I'll just stay like kind of in the middle here. That's double, almost double the IV. All right, we'll leave it there. NVDY will give them 85 cents. So can you dig that, sucker? You know what? I'm gonna put some low music on because I'm just feeling tired and blah. Right? I'll put it lower than usual though. I'll make it like a 20, 25. Good morning, everyone. By the way, we have 325 people so far on YouTube and X. So thank you for being here. If you're on X, you're allowed. There is a live chat, so feel free to chime in. I could see the chat, but the YouTube chat cannot see. You guys can't see each other's chat, unless I pull it up individually. Obviously, the majority of the chat is under YouTube. So if you wanted to be a part of the conversation of these wonderful degenerates, then you could click on YouTube and join, the live discussion there. All right. Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. All right. Anyway, let's go to Phoebe. All right. They had a price change of negative 80 cents. That's not gonna cut it. All right. So let's go look. Let's see how much realized income that they made. Ooh, they actually made money. Oh, I didn't update this. Although, actually, you know what? Phoebe, the holdings was not updated anyway. So let's just check. Yeah, isn't that awesome? It's very, very great how the holdings is not working. All right, I will hit refresh. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, yeah, this is not going to help me. But let me go to the website to get the Phoebe outstanding shares because I do want to plug that info in. Where the hell's Phoebe? They got to be up here. Yeah, they're one of the older funds. Open her. Y'all gonna make me lose my cool. Open her. All right, where we at? All right, so here's the outstanding shares. Again, the website typically is not as updated as the holdings. But whatever, you get what you get. All right, so sorry. All right, so they made 20 cents per share. Again, this is realized income. That's whatever. That's blah, pretty much. And again, I don't know what the synthetic's doing. So it's, yeah, like I said, blah. So we're just going to have to, default to the IV. And guess what? The IV is not even working. So isn't that great? But you got to think the market's been doing good. So they should pay better than the last payment. 45 cents on the last payment. So if I look at 51, that's a 43% yield. Their IV is probably in the 30 range. If I was to guess, if it ever comes up, great, wonderful. If not, again, screw you, Phoebe, and your freaking formulas. But I'm going to go with 51 cents. Just because, right? Because Stone Cold said so. All right, let's go to JPMO, Alper & Her. Let's see if they work for us. Ooh, they went up 70 cents per share. Ooh. All right, let's go here. Let's see if they're working. Yes, they are. That is beautiful. All right, so what does that mean? That means I'm going to pull the group's value if they have money. Let's see, JPMO. They made 59,000. Well, that's not really going to do anything. So let's go back. I'm going to pull the outstanding shares right here. All right, so they made a whopping 2 cents per share. Ooh-wee. That's, yeah, not going to do anything. But anyway, we'll look at the synthetic. They got a synthetic 290. JPM sits at 310. So look at that. Synthetic is worth $1.11. Again, this is the unrealized, owned paper. All right. Unrealized gains on the paper. All right. So what are we looking at? We're looking at 111. And let's go back here. Again, they did go up 70 cents. Unrealized 111. Their last payment 27. So you could get you're probably going to get more than 27 cents. So the question is how much? Let's see, 36 would be a what, 27% yield? I'll give more than that. Again, let's look at their last three payments: 50, then 28, then 27. So yeah, I'm gonna give them high 30s. I'll give them the highest 30 I can. 39 cents. All right, there you go. That's the best I could do. They may do better though. I just it's hard because they don't normally pay that much. It just doesn't seem that way. Anyway, Murney. Again, this one is just I don't even know what to say anymore about Murney, but they went up 14 cents in share price. Okay, great. That's fine. Wonderful. What about, the actual income? They had a loss of $24 million. So that's not going to help us guesstimate. And their holdings is working. So that's good. They have a $25 synthetic. Moderna is at 28. So that synthetic on the paper is worth about 24 cents per share. So, that's good, obviously. So again, considering the 24 cents on paper per share, considering the movement upwards on the share price of 14 cents, and looking at the last payment of 7 cents, again, you got to think it's going to be on the up and up. They're going to pay maybe like, what would 10 cents look like, right? 10 cents would look like a 69% yield. Their last two payments were 9 and 7. Before that, they paid 20. So 10 is not out of the equation. I think 10 is very possible. Again, how much did the synthetic is worth? 24 cents on paper. My kids, they were so quiet right before, and then it seems like every time I click go live, it's like, wow, chaos, right? Chaos. All right, anyway, Murney. I'm giving them 10 cents. I can give them 11, but I think they'll be back in the 10 or above, right? Maybe, I don't know. All right, let's go to GDXY. GDXY, they went up in price, $1.78, so that's good. So they're on the up and up, as everyone is for the most part, except Phoebe and Dips. All right, so anyway, they went up $1.78. Let's go over here. Let's see if the formula is working. It is, so that's good. This was not working before, so I did not update it. Give me a sec here. So what I do is I typically just highlight the synthetic. Oh, man. All right, the synthetic is what, 66 bucks? So GDX, holy crap, it's at 77. All right, so let's add these two. Again, I always say this is one of the more underrated funds. But, gold has been doing good, actually. All right, so their synthetic is worth $26 million, broski. Like, whoa. Oh, my God. Right, $2.59 per share. All right. So this synthetic is worth $2.59 per share. All right, let's check out how much money they made. How much realized income. Ooh, look at that. All right, this one's going to be a good one. Let's see. $19 million. How many outstanding shares? Oh, we can pull it right there. We got 10.1 million outstanding shares. All right, so 190. All right, so we got three things that are positive here. We got the triple threat, as they say. Are you ready? Okay, so again, GDXY, they went up in share price, $1.78. Okay, so that's one thing, right? Actually, you know what? Okay, I did update it. Good. All right, so anyway, they did go up $1.78 in price. They made $1.90 in realized income, and their synthetic is worth $2.59 on paper. So all things are leading to, a good payment. Could it be $1? Well, let's see the last time they paid $1. Holy crap. I don't think they, I have some hidden sells, but yeah, the dollar is not happening. Sorry, guys. You're getting more than the last two payments for sure. What if we look at 80 cents? Let's just see what that would be. A 58% yield. Again, look at their IV. Their IV is 36%. So you got to think they are striving to do that, to pay that. But If they do well, of course, there's random parts doing well, and then they're going to reward you accordingly. So again, I don't know, man. We could. I'm just curious what a dollar would yield 72%, which is, yeah, I don't know. Just looking at the historical payments, I don't see it. Oh yeah, I did add this too. Fiscal year start price. So it shows it was 1730 and now they're at 1788. So they're having a good year, GDXY. Because again, they're paying out money every single 4 weeks. So, and they don't, it's not like that because they overpaid money, that's for sure. So why would they start now? So again, let's look at the 81 cent range, 58% yield. Keeping it safe, yeah, I'm going to give them 81 cents. Again, don't be surprised if they pay much more. All right, much more, but we'll see. I don't know. I spent enough time on GDXY. Now let's go to BABO. All right, holy crap, BABO jumped in share price $4.07. Wow. Okay, let's go to the BABO tab. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, their holdings is not updated. If I hit refresh, their holdings is still not updated. So isn't that kind of you? All right, let's go to the group's value and see what their income is. Where the hell are they? They made 5.4 million. We don't have outstanding shares, so we have to go to the website like the old days, like the old-fashioned days here, and we're gonna go cover call ETFs, and then we're gonna find Mr. BABO himself. Thank you, Pro Fast Guy, for reposting. You the man. By the way, if you're on X and you want to help out the channel, you can repost it or retweet it or whatever they call it nowadays. All right, so here's the outstanding shares on BABO. All right, so if I copy that up in her and then I put it right here, we're going to calculate to $1.77. That's a realized income. Again, I'll double check the holdings real quick. Holdings are not updated, so we will just focus now on the actual realized income, which is $1.77 plus the share price movement of 407. That's insane. So they're going to have a good payment. Now, looking at their prior payments, 75, 79, they, of course, again, should they pay $1? Maybe they should. $1 would be a 66% yield. So that's not even that much, right? Their IV is 44. So there's really there's no reason that they should not pay $1. So again, I'm never going to really leave it at $1. I'm probably going to leave it like at $1.03 or something. That would be a 68% yield. I don't know. What do you guys think, All right. Anyway, I'm talking to myself here. Let's go to PLTY. All right. PLTY. Look at the last payment of PLTY. Again, I'm going to get PLTY wrong, so don't even. You could probably just skip this part of it because I always I've been screwing up PLTY for quite some time here. Let's see. They went up in share price $3.97. Okay, is that good? Yes, that's good. Now we go here. And you could see they made 43 million. That comes to $4.23 per share. And we also track PLTY on the daily. So I got to go all the way over here. And we got to look at their synthetic on the paper. And that's $5.05. All right. So again, going back here, I'm looking at the fiscal year launch price. Right, fiscal year started 11/1, right? So what this pulls a calculation based on up here 11/1/24. This was the price. I mean, you could say 50, whatever. This is what it's showing. What do you want me to do? 49.62. It's currently at 62.03. So I don't know. Again, I know it doesn't matter that way, but you have to look at actual money made versus money paid out, which I don't have. I'll have it next year, I think. But right now, we're just looking at share price, right? So you got to think, all right, if they move up in share price and that's the money they made, do they have to pay that out? Do they have to pay out, that per, they could have a 10%. If you look at 10%, that's the gain that they don't have to pay out, if that makes sense. So if you take this and you multiply it by 110%, 54, all right? So, and I'm probably not making sense to anyone, but my point is I feel like there's more to be paid out. So that's why I'm starting with 5, and then we'll go from here. 5 is over 100%, all right? So that makes me feel good. Do I think they're, yes, I do. I think they're paying over 5. And that's it. That's the bottom line, because I said so. It just is what it is. Am I wrong? Probably. Look at the last payment, 244. Like, what the hell? I don't know. Again, they went up in share price 397. All right, let's look at this one more time. They went up in share price 397. Their synthetic is worth 505, and they have an actual income per share of 423. So, is it possible that they pay a little less? Yes. In fact, I'm already talking myself out of this. I'm in the 4 range now. But again, it's just, is there excess to be paid? Maybe there isn't. Maybe it's all in my freaking head. But let's say 455. I want to keep them over that 100% yield. There you go, 45. I don't know. There you go. Take it. Again, this 244 kills me. If I didn't have that in my face, I'd be over 5 for sure. All right. Anyway, let's look at MARO. How you doing? MARO's kicking ass, man. They went up $1.75. Like, a lot of these are kicking ass. So let's look at how much income that they made. They unfortunately are showing a realized loss of 21 mil. However, again, maybe there's a synthetic there that they did not cash out. Let's go check it out, bruh. All right. This synthetic is worth $17. It's not worth it. The strike on the synthetic is $17 per share. MARO is at 1882. All right. So this synthetic on the paper is worth $1.89. $1.89. All right. Is that good? Sure. That's fantastic, right? Whatever. All right. So again, they paid 93 cents last time. They paid $1 before that. So they could pay $1. Their lowest distro ever was 93. All right. So again, why can't they pay $1? $1 would be what? 68% yield. What's their IV? No one knows, right? Because the IV formula is not working. Again, to be honest, though, this spreadsheet is just insanely insane. I'm asking for way too much for Google Sheets to do. I know. So that's why half of it doesn't even work. But let's look at the last 3 payments. Oh my, damn, 237. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that sucker over $1. You got to think MARO. We got what? BABO at $1.03. MARO $1. There you go. I don't know. What do you guys think? You got anything? So what about Dippity Doodah? We got dips up in her. They went down in price because they're shorting, right? What are they shorting? They're shorting NVDY. It went up in price, so it makes sense. They went down 58 cents. Now, if we go over here, let's see if they made any income, realized income on the group's value. And they did not. They lost 347,000. Now we'll check the synthetic on the paper, and it's not updated. So, luckily it's a short. I don't care about it. So we'll just give it a, let's see, last payment was 28. They did not do well. So maybe we give them 25. That would be a 55. Yeah. Although they did pay 17 cents. Wow. You know what? What if I give them like 21 cents? Yeah, that's still kind of high. It went down a lot in price. Yeah. Wow. They paid 17 cents twice in a row, then 28. So you got to think, all right, they ain't no shame in paying 17 cents. So if I give them 18, all right, I'll give them 18 cents. That's a 40% yield up on her. All right. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Anyone? All right, let me get on to the weeklies and then we'll catch up on this, riffraff chat going on. So this here, again, weeklies 13 is done, right? Because we have 4 payments now. I add there's 4, they pay for 4 weeks. So I add all the groups, starting, because this is think of YieldMax, right? They get paid whatever based on what the group pays. So their 4 payment cycles have gone by. So now whatever is going to be added here. Obviously, you can ignore all this crap. This is from last week, but let's look at YieldMax. All right. So YieldMax is gonna be, it's gonna be me. It's gonna be based on what? Group A. All right. So I'm gonna do equals, and I'm gonna go up to Group A, and it's gonna tell me 15 cents. And I'm gonna look at this, and I'm gonna say, okay, they paid last time 13 cents, 8 cents, 12 cents, 13 cents. So I'm looking at this, and again, I gotta think that it's not gonna be that much higher, right? Again, they paid, we'll just round up to 14. So you know what? I'm actually gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it. So again, you do copy. If I leave the formula in there, it'll change, and I'm not doing that. So let's do this, paste special values. There you go. How's the music, by the way, guys? Do you hear it? Is it annoying? It's a little late now to ask, but I forgot to in the beginning. A lot of forgots here. All right, so let's look at YMAG. Wow. This is not a complete surprise because, again, if we, let's run the calculator here. Where are we doing the calculation from? We're doing, taking the actual yield. Oh, because Tesla's yield. Well, Tesla's yield, it's inflated now because they've been dropping a lot, right? Since they paid out. So we can't really, they're not paying 33 cents. That's what I'm getting at, right? So again, it's gonna be high. It's not gonna be 33 cents. So let's get this number out of there before anyone quotes me on it. But we got 14, 13, 15, 9. So it's gonna be more than YMAX. So why don't we give them like 18 cents? 60% yield. Yeah, the yield is gonna be higher. So maybe we're gonna go in the 20s. Here we go. 22, 73. Yeah. Why? Again, the moral of the story is YMAG is gonna pay a good payment. What is that payment? I don't know. All right, sorry, I'm sipping some coffee. Still waking up. Little Rod was sickety doo-dah last night, and it was my shift, so I won. I'm the real winner here with no sleep. All right, wah, wah, wah. Let's go to LFGY. LFGY. All right, so again, we're not going through the freaking holdings. You guys know what they hold, right? This, that, the other thing. What the hell is this? GME1. GMEWS. I mean, is that like showing that it's one trade? What the hell? Whatever, the ticker's not going to work because of that. Wait, what? It's funny that GameStop is even in LFGY, actually. That is pretty funny. All right, anyway, let's look at the average IV. The average IV, where the heck are we? All right, 78%. The guesstimate based on that would be 57 cents. That seems very high, but let's go back to the file and let's see if that makes sense. Again, 57. Let's look at the last payments. 37, 46, 51, 43. All right, so there's no shame in the high 50s. So if we do 52 cents, that would be a 72% yield. I think that seems high, but I think it's necessary. That was super necessary. If anyone can guess who says that, now you the champ, right? I'll give you a hint. MMA. That was super necessary. All right. Anyway, let's move on to GPTY. Jippity doo dah. All right. To keep it simple, guesstimate 41 cents. All right. So their last payment was 31. So we'll give them more. We're not going to give them 40s. We're going to give them about like 36 because that seems to be a popular payment for them. That would be a 39% yield. And let's boost them suckers up to the 40s. There we go. 42% yield for Jippity Doo Dah. All right. No, nothing's wrong. Little Rod, just a fever. Hopefully, you know, all is good today, but we shall see. We shall see. He's acting normal, that's for sure. All right, SDTY. Again, I don't do anything special on these. What I do is basically I say, okay, are they going to pay what they paid last time? And the answer is almost yes. So their last payment was 18, 21 on that, and then 30. So I'm going to go with, again, since the market's been green, I'm just going to give them a penny more. I'll give them 19 cents on this. I'll give them maybe 2 pennies more on this, 0.23. And then we're going to boost this up maybe 3 pennies. See, nothing fancy here. No rocket science. I'm just looking at, you know what, let me give them 35. Again, the RDTY, you know, that's the one, the Russell, higher IV than the others. You know, close comparison to the NASDAQ though. So those are typically yielding, wow. I only have this one at 26. It should probably be, let's do like 25 cents. Damn, it's still low. TBDTY. Wow, they're all, look at the price though. 45, 40, they're all they're all like right next to each other. So, you know, these launched at 50. They're doing good. These funds are doing good, you know. In fact, I want to scroll to the left. I just want to see how much they paid out. Again, $50 fund. They paid out $6, $7, and $9. So again, RDTY, they're all around the same price. RDTY paid out the most. So obviously RDTY is the best performing of the three. So good job, RDTY. Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. You did it. You did it. You did it. All right. It's your favorite time. It's Alti. All right. Let's see if we can get 1,000 people on today. We got 688, 689 now through YouTube and X. Tell your friends, tell your friends. We're getting 1,000 people on to listen to this degenerate YouTuber that's just talking about numbers. He's guessing out of his ass. He doesn't know what the hell's going on, but people watch him, right? Why? We don't know. We don't know. The mystery. All right, Alti. Wow, look at you, Alti. Your holdings not updating. Oh, refresh worked. That's good. All right, what are they holding? I don't know. We talk about it all the time. No need here. But let's scroll through. What do we get? We get an average IV of 87%, and that tells me we're going to get 9 cents. Ooh. When they tell me 9 cents, I want to give them 10. I want to give them 10 because when they tell me 8, I give them 9. When they tell me 7, I give them 9. So, where the hell are we? Whoops. Okay, what is this zoom at? Didn't we have less zoom? Doing 150. Sorry, guys. I can't with the 200 today. All right, let's look at their last 4 payments. 9. All right, so what would 9 cents yield? 9 cents would yield 85%. I'm not giving them 10. Sorry. 9 cents it is. Duh. All right, chippity doo dah. What are they doing? Let's see. Chippity doo dah. Chippity day. What we got? We got 52 cents. And their last payment was 40, 41, 42. Wow. So they're going to pay more for sure. I'm going to give them 45. What's that yield look like? 41% yield. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Look at that. Wow. Again, this is a $50 fund. They're at $56. Man, Chippy, you underrated, bro. Wait, why is this launch price show 4? That is not accurate. How does the launch price show 44? That is not true. I'm just putting 50. All right, whatever. So yeah, no, Chippy paid $9.93 so far. Wow. And they went up in share price by almost $7. This is a good fund, huh? I mean, in my eyes, it's a lame ass fund, right? It's a bunch of chippy nerd companies. But wow. Hey, again, I'm underestimating quite a few, and they're a powerhouse, I have to say. Chippy is a powerhouse. All right, Salty, how you doing? Let's see. Let's just go to the holdings. Oh, they work. What's their average IV? Did I take out cash? Yeah. Their average IV is 84%. That's a 65 cents. Their last payment was 63. So you know what, broski? I don't see why they can't do 65. Damn, that would be an 83% yield. Now that's competition with PLTY. So you know what? I'm going to give them a little less. They paid 63, 62, 55. Yeah, let's give them like 62. Or you know what? 61. I'm going to give them 61 cents. All right, so that's of the weeklies. All right, so we're done. I don't think I talked about recovery rate. Say recovery rate like a million times. Let's just check the total distro, make sure we're current, and we are. Right, we are. Youth of a nation. All right, so Tesla has paid $35. Again, their launch price, it should be 20, but technically it's 40. They had a reverse split. They're the only fund that had a reverse split. No other funds are planning on having reverse splits, right? So again, Murney's pretty damn close. But again, the YieldMax peeps have said they're not going to do it unless they are forced to. But the point is, Tesla is almost at 100% house money. Almost. Not quite, almost. So how much more do they have to pay? $5. That's going to take them some time. At least 5 more cycles. Probably like 8 more cycles. Maybe 9, maybe 10. Who else? Who else is here? Again, 5E is not working. Feet and 5E. I'm just plugging in here. 50. How about that? There you go. So if we look here, the next up is OARC. Again, OARC launched when Tesla launched, so they paid back 74% from launch date. And who else? Snoy's doing good. They paid back 69%. Again, we're showing that they were originally a $20 fund. They paid back $14. All right. So that's, again, really good fund. YBIT, 61%. They were also a $20 fund. They paid back $12. So pretty good. And then GUI's an OG, man. We don't know that. We don't talk about GUI a lot because it's Google. Google's boring, right? Not volatile. Just sits there like blah, blah, blah. But yeah, we'll see. But they paid back 55%. So again, Group D is declaring this week. PLTY already paid back 100. NVDY paid back 100. It's all about 200 now. But Phoebe, on the other hand, yeah, they're getting close. A few more payments, they'll be at 100%. So that is still a really good fund. And then obviously the other groups. We need someone else to be in the 100% club. Right now, it's just the big four, right? Big four being what? NVDY, Coney, Misty, and PLTY, right? So yeah, who's next? Out of all the groups? Well, XYZY probably, right? Because they're at 95%. That's not fan favorite in my book, but yeah, man. All right. So we have 754. It doesn't look like we're going to hit 1K today. But again, thank you all for being here. Do you have any questions? Is there anything we should talk about? Sunita says, Granite is the bomb. It's the bomb. I know you guys were asking, when are you doing your Granite coverage? When are you doing it? Guess what? Granite Shares changed their freaking website. All right. They changed their damn website on me. So I had to reach out to Alien on Discord. He's a freaking genius. Shout out to Alien. Seriously, you are kind. You don't have to help me out, but you do. But thank you for your support. So yes, I still plan on doing 1 day coverage of Granite shares. I don't know what day. I don't know. Again, I have to see the data. I haven't gotten a chance to look at the file yet, but I'm working on it. All right. I know you didn't ask, but maybe you did. I didn't get to read all the comments, but yes, I will. See, Nita doesn't like the new website. Silver liner this week will be at least $16 for me. Nice. Did you buy your son the trucker lunch yesterday, or were you lying? 4K a week total. Damn. JOG. Wow. Get to it. Yeah. Nice, Wolf. Wolf is always here. Wolf is a good dude. Who else is here? Anyone else? Anyone else awake here? True Dog wants what? 10 cents? What, an ulti? Can't do it. Sorry. I'm not saying it's not possible. I just can't do it. All right. I'm just reading up some comments. $1,600 this week. It's awesome. This is awesome. This is awesome. Oh, you the man. True Dog the man. There's Rod. Rod Ale. I just got here. Well, welcome. So needs that 11K per week. Bruh. Give me some of that 11K. Give me that. I'll be freaking retired right now. Morning, bro. Bacon apples. Rod 36. Rod 36 says make bank, bro. Retired broad should get about 3K. Damn, nice 3K. Sweet. That's just 1 week. 1 week. I remember working. I'd be like, oh man, I can't wait till I make $500 a week. And then it's like, oh my God, when you make 1,000 a week, it's like, it's so sad though how much that is like. It's nothing. Shit is so damn expensive. I just got my water bill. I'm not even gonna open it. I got my water bill. I'm not opening it. It's kids in the summer. I don't know. I'm scared. Maybe I'll open it live next time, right? All right, let's see. Div Dad, look at that, 83. Is that the year you're born? Could you do a quick recap? Only because you're a dad, all right? Or at least your name says you are. All right, let's see. Let's do this real quick. NVDY, 85 cents, 65% yield. Phoebe, 51 cents, 43% yield. JPMO, 39 cents, 29% yield. Bernie, 10. At least Bernie, you get 10 cents, 69% yield. GDXY, 81 cents, 58% yield. BABO, $1.03, 68% yield. P to the L to the T to the Y. I know I said I wouldn't do under 5, but I did. 45, 101% yield. MARO, $1, 68% yield. Dippity-doo-dah, dippity-day. No one gives a crap about dips anyway. 18 cents, 40% yield. Let's go to the weeklies. All right, YieldMax, 15 cents, 62% yield. YMAG, 22 cents, 73% yield. LFGY, where are we at? Yeah, I said YMAG, 22 cents, right? All right. LFGY, 52 cents, 72% yield. GPTY, 38 cents, 42% yield. SDTY, not STDY, SDTY, 19 cents, 21% yield. QDTY, 25 cents, 28% yield. RDTY, 35 cents, 40% yield. OT, 9 cents, shocker, 85% yield. Chippity-doo-dah, 45 cents, 41% yield. Soti, Kung Lao wins round 2, fight. All right, Salty, 61 cents, 78% yield. All right, I did that for you, Div Dad. All right, Div Dad. All right, let's go. Rod, if you've supplemented your income, how many times more would you want before you retire? I don't know. At my current, with the age that my kids are now, probably like 4. I don't know, man, because again, the expenses are going to be worse. And I don't know. It's a good question, though. Maybe I would certainly think about it at 2, right? And then go from there. I'm not close enough, though. So I'm working on some new option strategies where I plan on bringing some more income. Soon. You hate the return to work thing. You can retire, Sunita. Next time in Daytona, I'm buying. Yeah, I want to go. I love Daytona Beach. Guess on holdback on PLTY and Hoi. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not even going to guess. Question, did you hear anything about the Target 25? Someone shared it with me. Was it Butterstrike on X? They're coming out, right? They're coming out. I don't know much about it, and I think they're awesome. I think it's a great idea. But I don't know really much outside of that. I know like Misty's going to have one, right? I don't know what it's going to be called. MST something. Getting a 3K a week won't cut it in some places. No, it will not. Definitely not in New Jersey. Vladi making 25.80 this week. Congrats. Good morning. Just got on. Excuse Oktoberfest. Hey, I get it, man. Oh, now everyone wants to know about Sunita. What are you holding, Sunita? Small town Iowa, water is around 90 a month. Oh yeah, I wish. I'm thinking my bill is gonna be like 500 for the quarter. We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Well, you left off NJ. I assume you meant NJ, not NY twice. Yeah, we got to step our game, Silver. Well, thanks to SB, I will be growing my income stream. By the way, if you have any options questions, this is the guy. This guy right here. He's in Discord. Find him. SB. SB. No, but for real, thank you, SB. Giving me great ideas. Are we fasting? Yes. I don't know though. I'm probably just gonna do 20s this week. 20-hour fast, 4-hour eating window. I don't think I'm going to do the multiple day. I'm just not feeling it. I got to get motivated. I wish. Tell my wife. Seriously, I wish. It was nice there many years ago. I'm assuming it still is. 4 weeks from today, I'll be listening to Rod in the evening. Where are you moving? Water bill, jeez. Well, without kids, I assume. Is that a quarter, Bob? Late to the party, True Serenity. Where you been, my True Serenity? Well, welcome, Danny. Oh yeah, Bob, you're in New Jersey. Yeah, we suck. We're in the most expensive freaking state. Oh, NYC, take Delmonico's on me. Best crab cake ever. Don't tempt me with seafood, all right? Let's see. We sold our home north of Daytona. Oh. I'm going to the Philippines. Okay. Monthly. Damn, Bob, what the hell? Monthly? Oh my God, your water bill's over $286. Holy crap. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? Any questions on the content? Again, thanks to SB. I'm creating a new series You know, we always talk about the RODI ETF, and I'm just going to call it RODI, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm basically just going to have fun and do some options, create, I'll call it like somewhat of a version of my own fund. And yeah, we'll just have fun with it. You know, we'll think of it like almost like a similar what YieldMax does, YieldMax type of play. And I'm going to show you from the beginning to the end, the trades. So it'll be a daily update. Maybe I'll have one fund, maybe I'll add another. I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes, see how risky this is. All right, what do we got here? What happens to the credits in the fiscal year? Again, they got to be paid out if there is any. So we don't know what there is though. Oh, first time it's been that high. Well, it's summer, so hopefully it goes down. You're in for the RODI ETF, yeah. Hey, I'll make a real one. Just need some money behind me. Who's gonna be the what is it? Angel investor. Question from Chew Dog. Hey, Chew Dog. Do you have to hold the entire X day, or can you sell after open and get the divs? You have to hold. What? Sorry, I mean, I read it. I didn't pay attention. I have to hold the entire. Oh no, yeah, you could. Like you sell it at the open, right? You hold it until X date. It drops, right? If you look at the open price, it's going to drop. But yeah, if you sold it on X date, you'd still get paid. You'll be your trader. You'll be able to listen to me critique what you're doing. That would be funny. Now we just all right. We got a trader, right? We got me covering it, and then now we just need the money, right? All right. What else was I gonna say? All right. I have to do my September monthly update. Question to everyone that's live, for real. Let me know. Should I do it pre-record it and just post it like later today or tomorrow, or should I just go live again and just do it all live? I don't know if anyone's going to be around, you know, around noonish or something. I don't know. Are those videos better live or are they better pre-recorded? You know, it's the dividend car update, the retire now update, and the retiring on dividends update, all combined. Yeah, Sunita's making bank, and she's buying us crab. We just got to go to the city. Thanks for the estimate. I understand no sleep from babies being up all night. I have 16-month-old twin grandsons and babysit a lot. I appreciate what you do. Wow. Yeah, you get it. Yeah, I got a 3-year-old. I feel like he's been sleeping really good, but last night, you can't win them all. But I have to say, he's better than our first. All right. Lottie says live. Steele says, F it, do it live. Yeah, Sunita is the bank. We got to go to the bank. Charles says live. ETF is doing a premiere at noon also. All right. Make sure I won't interfere with that time. No, I am not. Yes, you are. All right, you always enjoy the live. I guess it doesn't matter, right? I think YouTube, though, I think they like the premieres sometimes better. It does better than the lives. And sometimes people can't locate the videos when they're live. At least that's what I always find that out. Yeah. I mean, 3 is not that great either, but yeah, I know. You don't fit, Silver? Yeah. 6'5". I always say, you know, because now my son's saying like how tall he wants to be. I'm thinking, I always say like 6'1" is a comfortable height. Because you're probably like, again, there's certain things, it's great to be that tall, but then it's uncomfortable, like you said, sitting in a car, sitting in a plane. We got to record it. Jaband. All right. I think we should end it, right? We've been yip yapping about nothing. Again, this is a show about nothing. People always ask, what is this channel about? I say nothing. And then I'm sure that helps, but it is. This is a channel about nothing. We talk about nothing and we get nothing accomplished. So, yeah. Wolf is an old fat guy that used to fly economy, but not sure about now with a prosthetic in a plane. Yeah, honestly, I have no desire to fly anywhere ever. So I don't, to me, like I'm fine vacationing and not even going anywhere. To me, a vacation is just not working. So people always say, oh, where are you going this year? Nowhere. I'm going nowhere. I'm going not to the office. That's my vacation. Yeah, it's DGen version of Seinfeld. Any suggestions on my first options trade? Yeah. How about if are you in Discord, True Dog? Go ask that under the options channel on Discord. You'll get a lot of help. I mean, there's so many factors though. How much money do you have? How much are you willing to gamble? It's what funds do you want, or what funds are you okay owning? At what price? Again, there's way too many follow-up questions. 15 to 9. No, hell no. Hell no. I won't even do like 3. So I guess I'm never going anywhere. Damn. We got to get Silver Line of Sun on here. He still didn't answer. Did you buy him lunch? Southeast Asia. Yeah. That involves flying too far, probably. Yeah, no, I don't either. One of my best friends had one. I didn't go. Sorry. All right, guys, 8:31. We almost hit 1,000, but it doesn't matter. As always, this is not financial advice. I am not a freaking financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, then we'll try again tomorrow, which tomorrow, by the way, it's a Monday morning show with Rod. I am interviewing the income architect. So 6 a.m. sharp Eastern Standard Time. Come with your questions. Again, we bring on everyone, all types of investors, all types of YouTubers. I think he's like a book of information. He has a lot of info. So feel free to come aboard at 6 a.m. and ask him some questions, right? About YieldMax, about Roundhill, about retirement, about this, that, the other thing. But no, he's a good dude. I met him in New York City, and he's entertaining for sure. Let's just say that. All right. It's all good. It's all right. What else? Yeah. So would you guys watch my content? Like if I change 1 or 2 days a week and I'm talking about the Roddy Fund, which is just me trading options, would you guys still watch me religiously, even though it's not the YieldMax coverage? That's the question to you guys. And feel free to be honest. I don't care. I have to change it up. Again, my YouTube is not, it was doing great. Then it's kind of like blah. And plus, let's be real. I've been covering the same crap for years now. So I have to change it up. I have to. All right. I have to keep it fresh, keep it, I'm becoming a robot plugging in numbers. So I'm going to venture out and learn more options myself, do more options myself. And I think it could be a benefit to people. I know a lot of people don't want to do options themselves, so that's fine. And I'll still do coverage on, again, I plan on adding the other funds too. I got to figure out a good schedule that works and a good automated way to do it. All right. Sunita says she'll still watch. Eminem says he'll still watch. Who else? True Dog says, yep. All right. Retire Abroad will watch. Yes, I'm definitely going to love being retired. Wow, still live. Yeah, I'm about done. No, I have to reschedule with Todd. I had to cancel on him, unfortunately, but I do have to there's a lot of interesting people. I don't know if you guys know PPC Ian. I'm gonna have him on. I asked him. He was one of the YouTubers I first found on dividend investing, and I said, why not? I'll give it a chance. I'll ask anyone. I don't care how big the channel is, and he's a big channel, and he actually agreed to it. So I'm like super honored because he's someone I looked up to as a YouTuber and an investor. I'm not sure if you guys know who he is. He's like an old school dividend growth investor though. But yeah, so I'm having him on too. All right, sounds like a lot of you guys would still watch me regardless of what I cover, so that's good. Steel, yeah, Steel comes and goes, but Steel he's an OG, man. Thank you, Steel. Yeah, you woke up late. I know, I'm freaking super late, and I actually got to stop. Hopefully, I can get my son to come running with me. Danny, you better show up more, Danny. No, I'm just kidding. Thank you. All right, yeah, we're going to learn options. We're going to learn a lot about options. I want to have SB on. I want to have, what's his name? Is it Burger? I can't remember, but someone else, a couple people on my Discord who are geniuses. I want to have them on. Hopefully, maybe they can like share their screen and like give some education on options. I want to make this really an options channel because I'm learning, I want you guys to learn as I learn. Yeah, I want to do that too. There's Parabolic. Welcome, Parabolic. Or shall we say, TNA Dynamite? Sunita, too kind. Sunita even joined, made not a Spaces account, a Twitter, an X account to join the Spaces. You're a weekend watcher, too busy. Do my own thing. I hear you, man. I hear you. Busy man. All right, good. I'll do my best to teach it. I teach it, plain. I don't have big words. I'm not fancy. It's just plain. All right, so yeah, the plan is this week I'm going to dive into a new kind of trade. And I'll cover it the following day probably, or that night. We'll see, and we'll go from there. All right, I already said it's not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You guys know that. If you enjoy the content, hit the like button. And yeah, share with your friends and family. All right. Now we got to get to the keyword because we've been on over an hour. This is ridiculous, right? So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. Rory Hawk. I don't think I ever saw that name here, but he says options. You can't go wrong with that keyword. You guys agree? Is that a good keyword for today? Because again, options is the future of this channel. Bank of Sunita, that's also a cool keyword. So it's now a battle of Bank of Sunita or options. Bank of Sunita or options. Bank of Sunita or options. Parabolic says options. Options sounds good to me. Bank of Sunita. Bank of Sunita. Sunita wants Rod the Bomb. That's definitely not happening. Options. Since Sunita wanted a different keyword and we like to bust her chops, I think she'll have to be the keyword. So if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, the keyword is Bank of Sunita. Of course, you can type options too if you want. It doesn't really matter. You know the keyword. You made it this far. You deserve some credit. Hour and 4 minutes. This is ridiculous. But yeah, for real, thank you all for watching live. Thank you all for watching after the fact. I appreciate all of you. Appreciate the support. You're all a bunch of loyal bastards, loyal degenerates. You're crazy. I know we're all nuts, but it was a good time. So thank you all for watching. I may be live in the afternoon at some point to go over my account, see how we doing for the month of September. So I hope to see you there. Of course, I'll tag everyone in the Discord before I go live, and I'll let you know. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. I'll talk to you all later. Peace.